I am one with my I Am Presence and my Holy Christ Self, my personalities, my body elemental, and my new spirit. All parts of my being are in balance, harmony, and alignment. I pull in my aura, so I am fully contained within Metatron's cosmic egg. And I am now ready to receive his message for this day. Greetings, beloveds. I rejoice as always when I am given the opportunity to come to you in this fashion. It is not easy to do what Christmas does, and it is a challenge for her. And yet I know that it is her greatest desire to be able to bring forth these videos as I wish her to on a daily fashion. And hopefully this will now be possible, as she has taken a vow to get her momentum going and to keep it going so that it can build up. And that is what I would like to talk to you about today, beloveds. Momentum. Momentum is gained as you are constant in your efforts to achieve whatever it is that you desire. If you have no momentum, you will go by starts and stops, back and forth. You make an effort and then you stop the effort. You try and then you stop trying. And in this fashion, you cannot advance very rapidly, if at all. So what does this require on your part, beloveds? It requires a great desire to be who you truly are, with all of the grace, all of the energy, all of the love and the light that you require to do what you need to do. You need to be able to hear the voice of your own I Am Presence and listen to that voice in place of the ego's voice. You must, beloveds, at some point be able to distinguish between the voices in your head. The ego's voice is usually the loudest and the most emotional, whether it be good emotions or negative emotions. The ego is filled with emotions. There is no peace in the ego mind. There may be complacency, but not the peace that comes from a divine connection with your inner spirit. This is the work, beloveds, that only you can do. Only within your own consciousness can you begin to distinguish the voices that you hear. And it's okay to make mistakes. You will make mistakes. But please, beloveds, do this work so that you can learn to ignore the voice of the ego when it starts to scream, as it does. How do you avoid that voice? How do you tune it out? Very easily, beloveds. Just like you would on a radio. You change the station. You choose to place your mind on something else. Now, what often happens is that the emotions that are attached to the thoughts that you don't want to think about are still very much present in your energy field. And so they serve as a magnet to pull your mind back into the ego mind and away from the divine mind. So you have to not only be focused on the light coming into your mind, but the light coming into your emotional body. You can imagine, if you will, the light cleansing your emotional body and removing all of those emotions that you have in your emotional body due to the negative thoughts that keep infringing upon your mind and which you wish to let go of. Christmas has had the bad habit of using distractions, hoping that after a time has passed, that she will then be able to place her focus where she wishes. But when she does that, she finds the negative emotions are still there. And so she still struggles, trying to get into that sacred space of love and light. So today she was guided in her meditation to focus on the light in a meditative state and not to try and do it while she is active doing other things, but to stop her activities and to go into the space where she can really focus on the light to the point of feeling it. And then seeing the light flushing out the negative emotions from her emotional field and peace being restored in her emotional body. And then she must continue to make the effort of the mind to stay focused on the light and not to be focused on the thoughts that were provoking the negative emotions. When these negative emotions are attached to the thought of a particular person, and any thought of that person causes these negative emotions to rise up within you, there is a simple technique that you can use. This technique was the only thing that worked for Christmas today in order for her to stop feeling anger and irritation at one particular person. So we had her hold an image of that person in her heart, where she does indeed love that person. You must be able to have true, genuine love for the person in order for this technique to work. As you hold the image of the person in your heart, visualize the light coming in through the top of your head and filling your entire being and your aura with the light. Do this until you can feel it. And continue to feel the light coming into you, which is love, while you hold the image of the person in your heart. In this fashion, you are not only helping yourself, you are helping the person that you are in contention with. That person is certainly experiencing a lot of negative emotions as well. And it is never a good thing to cause emotional distress willingly and knowingly to another person. It is far better to love that person and to trust in God that everything will work out as it should, even if it is not as you wanted. It is sometimes easier to know that something is not going to turn out the way you wanted than to stay in the waiting stage of waiting to find out if or not it is going to happen. So confront these emotions face on. See them for what they are. Simple manifestations of the ego mind. And allow the light and the love as it flows through you to cleanse your emotional field, to cleanse the ego mind, and above all, to allow your divine mind to enter into action, and to keep your divine mind focused on the divine, on the perfection, on the love and light of your being, on all of that which you wish to be in the world. Remember that the negative emotions you are experiencing are from the past. Something in the past has hurt you, or you have perceived a hurt in the past. But as you come into the present moment, you have the chance to enter into the power of your being. The power of your being, where no perceived hurts can attain you, because the hurt is only perceived by the ego. Hurt is not perceived by the divine mind, because the divine mind knows that the ego distorts its perceptions of reality and tries to protect itself from its own perceptions. And the best way, beloveds, is simply to withdraw your attention from the ego mind, using the technique I have just described, or any other technique that works well for you. As long as you stay focused on the person and feeling those negative energies about the person, you are focused in the ego mind. And it is a self-perpetuating, endless circle of negative emotions. You cannot remain within the ego mind to fix it. You must leave the ego mind. Become one with your divine consciousness. And from there, all things are possible. From there, you can see the perceived hurt to be what it is. A creation of the ego to keep you in separation, to keep you in lack of love, to keep you in lack of truth, to keep you in separation from who you truly are. So, beloveds, learn how to be conscious in your divine mind so that you can begin to create the momentum that will keep you in the divine mind.